Okay, this is Ramon. The channel is Alpha Centurion 4, and we have been doing a series highlighting how I've changed since engaging in specific books. We've covered everything from a childhood book on karate, which got me into martial arts. There was movies and other media involved as well, obviously, but literary-wise, there was that. We covered the first time I read the Bible, the first time I read the Tao Te Ching, the first time I read the Quran, and the different phases that I went through, from preppy to goth to metalhead to anarchist to feminist to deconstructionist to conservative Christian to Catholic. Running the gamut of political identities, from anarchist to why I rejected socialism to republicanism to finally conservatism. How those changes happened, how they came about. But my life didn't stop there. I still read Jordan Peterson. I still read other amazing works. I still read other both conservative and liberal thinkers, or at least bought their books and put them in my library for me to read in the future. But that doesn't mean that suddenly things stopped being profound. In the last few years, in the last 2 years, thanks to Audible, I've probably read and listened to more books than I had all the years before combined. And of those books, of those many, many books, 3 of them have stood out. The first one is The Stranger. The Stranger is amazing. Albert Camus is amazing. Anybody who works in sales or who works in any kind of repetitive field such as business or economics should read this book. This book and this book, actually, the characters kind of have similar jobs and similar capacities. The underappreciated man and what it's like to have a great internal life while not having a substantial external life. It's great. If you have a 9-to-5 job where you're just stuck doing repetitive stuff, not a worker, but an office job, an office gig, where you're just sitting there and you don't really know what your job is. I mean, these books are powerful. I know that college kids love these books and high schoolers think these books are profound, but until you've worked a mindless job, a repetitive job where you're just a cog and you're not really necessary and you're not producing anything, you're not a factory worker, you're not you don't dig mines, you're not a miner, you're not a producer of anything of substance, you're not doing any hard labor. You're just using your mind, you're using your mind as minimally as possible, because the routines, the subroutines that you're running have become, or the routines that you're running have become subroutines, and you don't have to even do them consciously. Notes from the Underground and the Stranger is amazing. The consequence of pure nihilism. And it explores that nihilism in the most brutal and honest way possible, including the self-deception of oneself that you're the good guy and what that leads to. It leads to horribleness. How you don't want to consider yourself the villain, but you don't want to consider yourself the hero either. You want to just be yourself and try to be as good as possible. But if you don't, if you give in to the pressures of society to conform, the result is disastrous. So yes, Albert Camus and The Stranger. Albert Camus, The Stranger, and Dostoevsky, The Notes from the Underground. Read these 2 short stories. They are amazing. They are worth it. They will change your life. They definitely gave me some perspective on my career and my marriage and my self-deceptions throughout my life. But not everything I read has been dramatically sad or dramatically changing in a negative way. We also have one positive, or at least a more positive. That's the Grail Psalms, liturgical psalm, psalter. Reading the Psalms has changed my life. And I know it's like, well, you've read the Bible, so you read the Psalms. Yes, but this is just the Psalms. And reading them, at one point I was reading them 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and night. Now I'm just doing them in the morning. And I've done it enough times now that I have some memorized, or at least I recognize them when I read them. I now do the Psalter through the breviary anyway. when I first did this, I thought I was going to do it once, and then I was going to be, okay, good. Because that's what I did with the Book of Wisdom and the Book of Proverbs. The first time that I read through them is I just kind of powered through, read it, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. I keep on coming back to the Psalms. I don't know how many times I've gone through them. This is my second or third book of this little paperback. It's beautiful. If you don't understand religion and you don't understand how Jesus ties into the Old Testament, read the Psalms. You can see Christian ideas being birthed here. You can see Jewish ideas being expressed here. You can see how other religions why other religions and why other faiths want to tie into Christianity. I mean, it's all in here. There's an expression that the entire Bible, Old and New Testament, is contained in the Psalms, and I have to agree. It's 100% in there. It's all in here. You're not going to miss anything if you read the Psalms and take them seriously. Anyway, that's it. That's every book that has changed me and how those books have changed me. The books that changed me the most were, of all of them, or the book on karate, the book on pancreation, the Psalms, Grail, the Liturgy of the Hours, and the Bible. Those are the books that changed me the most of all of these books. And yes, most of those were religious. But that's not to say that there weren't other profound ones that changed me extremely. Plato, for instance, his writings on Socrates and the dialogues greatly influenced my thinking and my life. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this series. I hope you enjoyed this relaunch of my channel. I hope you stick around to see what's to come. As you can see from this content, we are spreading out for more than just religion. Enjoy watching my channel, Alpha Centurion 4. Rock and roll and peace.